Let me know you're here. Type 1 in the chat. Yeah, we're gonna hop straight into the follow-up with Kevin. That is right, chat. Absolutely crazy situation. So, I do have a YouTube video coming out for everything that is going on with Kevin. But chat, we gotta follow back up with this situation because unfortunately, you know, Kevin was getting slammed over stuff that really wasn't that important. However, it has since gotten much worse, and Kevin actually made a huge professional misstep. And this is actually gonna hurt. This is really actually gonna hurt, chat, I have to say. For the most part, I feel like, you know, you can make mistakes or, you know, be cocky or whatever, right? But in this particular situation, I do feel like it has gotten much, much worse for Kevin. So I was very confused as to why Kevin kept blocking people. Like, what was the point? Well, it does turn out that Kevin did actually apologize to several of these people. So let's go take a look here. But first up, we do have, of course, Sumigi, who was in the last video, who said, misfire, I overreacted, sorry. So there are apologies from him. He did tweet out a few of these as well. And I thought this was really great. You know, he said, hey, here's another one, misfire, sorry. At least they kind of took accountability and was like, yeah, you know, I definitely f***ed up a little bit. I apologize. Sorry, misfire on Lilith as well. You know, so really just kind of like people got caught in the crossfire getting blocked because he really thought that maybe they were overly criticizing him or a bad person, whatever. But, you know, chat, as always, this is the VTuber view, right? So, you know, put on your t-shirts because guess what, chat? It got worse. That's right. It got worse, as always. So anyway, chat, let's go take a look because now Kevin got called out for something which I don't think is problematic at all when it comes to using templates to rig your model. Now, inherently, chat, there are a lot of artists that use templates to rig their models. It's not really that big of a deal, but he was getting called out for this. So let's go take a look at the main post on here. So Moshi said, since this is trending, I guess I should share my experience where we are mutuals. And he blocked me for commenting on a post where it was revealed that he literally uses rigging templates. They support riggers who actually rig from scratch. Now, I'm gonna say, I don't find this to be a big deal using templates. Lots of artists do this. They don't really understand what it means to use templates. It's a very normalized thing. It's not that big of a deal, really. Which a lot of people are like, oh, he uses rigging templates, what? Like I said, everybody does that. It's working. It's to expedite your work process. Like here, like Leo's like, nobody tell her 90% of computer programmers work. Why would using a template be bad? Does it help speed up the work involved? That is exactly what it does, chat. It just speeds up the work involved. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, however, this is made to look like a big deal when it's actually not. Guys, if you load up live 2D cubism, there are templates inside of it. It's true. So it is okay to use a template to rig models. People do this all the time. It keeps them consistent. It keeps them speedy. It keeps them moving. It is not a big deal. So you know where I said it got worse, chat? Well, what if I told you it got a lot worse? Because now, chat, for the first time since I've actually discussed this situation, Kevin actually made a huge mistake, chat. And we gotta talk about why it's a big deal. Let's go take a look at a follow-up post made by Suika that was extremely damning towards Kevin. Here's a recording of Kevin Hart's mirror model file that has past clients' PSDSs still in it for anyone to export. I try exporting one of the PSDSs. It gives me the whole entire model PSD. That means that what Kevin did was he left past clients' PSDSs in this model. So that means that you literally have free access to somebody else's art that you could just literally go download for any of his past, not all of them, but the ones that were included, any of those art files for free, and free access to these models. From a professional standpoint, chat, this absolutely has to violate his contracts in some way. But anyway, let's look at the video here. As you can see here, there's lots of other names of other people's stuff, and it's just chilling in there, chat. And look, Ash Bear PSD, just literally exporting. This is really, really bad, chat. This is not a small lucky. This affects his business. So obviously Kevin did respond to this. I do sincerely apologize for the accidental leakage of PSD files during the transfer of source files. I was informed of this issue a long time ago and have since quickly removed the affected files and ceased this practice. I was not technically aware of the implications during my early days experiments with Live 2D. I apologize to the clients affected. Going forward, I've disciplined myself and I'm now fully aware of the significance of privacy and copyright. I want to apologize to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mistakes of these VTubers and anyone else who might have been affected. I fully acknowledge my mistakes and promise never repeat it. I commit to upholding the highest standard. I commit to upholding the highest standards of professionalism and strive to make things right. I mean, I'm glad that he apologized, but like, this isn't, I don't feel like this is something you can just kind of sweep under the rug. This is definitely much bigger than that, especially with these people's models essentially being leaked, like Alien Mixture, you know, Sylvie, things like that. Like, I would be absolutely pissed if this was me. But chat, guess what? That's right, chat, it got worse. So here we go. So first off, somebody did show off this thing right here, which is Iron Mouse's model movement. And as you can see on the pearls, I mean, this is just horrible. I mean, look at the rigging on that. That is absolutely atrocious. So I don't know if this is because it was a rush job or whatever, but this rigging here was just really, really bad. And obviously, you know, so something Kevin had to fix later because this was just really, really bad. I mean, this was rigged horribly. So now, chat, enter Nanolist. And Nanolist is a huge artists in the VTuber community. They have drawn Buff Pop, Cinder, Iron Mouse. I mean, very well-renowned VTuber artists. So now Nanolist steps into it, and Nano says, I hate this, because this should be the original chest, and he modified it without my knowledge. I clearly state that I offer free fixing for the rigger until the model is done and good. Here is some like stuff that's kind of here, like you can see the boobo, right? So let's take a look here, chat. This is the original Iron Mouse chest, right? With the shading on the booba, and this is what Iron Mouse ultimately got. So now Nano is saying, Kevin, you changed my art. You see the peach kind of colored shading, and there's more definition to the booba? Now look here, there's nothing. There's nothing. Guys, to change an artist's artwork without like even talking to them or consulting with them or any of that type of stuff is one of the most egregious things that you can do in the VTuber rigging and artist community. Kevin does respond here. Let's take a look. You asked me and I offered your video explanations on art fixes, and you agreed to update the art. However, I haven't received any response. I genuinely appreciate your art. So even guys, Class speaks out. So Class says you've not only butchered the pearls, you enlarged her breasts, removed half of the end-up shadows and made it look 3D from the chest and clothing, and even the casting shadows of the hair strands. You modified the art heavily to make it fit your template. You reload your models into the same rigging file, delete the previous layers, and resize the model to fit the template. Just own up, man. There's nothing wrong about using your mirrored model as a rig template, but lying about it, deceiving your clients and followers, plus charging a full rigging price for it is a different story. Clash is an artist as well. We can look here what Kevin says as well. He says, I love your work. I was not in direct communication with you, and I fixed the pearl immediately after I noticed. I give you the reason about boob shading with the video explanation and was willing to update it, and you said so too. I've been waiting for your reply. What? His excuse is that he made a post on Twitter and tagged her? No. You can't literally say, oh, like, I get that he had to change some stuff, but just tagging her on Twitter, that's not communication. Dude, Twitter hides so many, like, replies on my stuff all the time. That's not how permission works. You literally can't take it in DMs. You can't say that this is like, oh, this is how I choose to communicate with you. What? This is Iron Mouse. Why are you gonna try to reach out about Iron Mouse's model, the queen of VTubing, over Twitter? I will say that, you know, I don't think Kevin's gonna go anywhere, chat. I don't think that he's cooked, but I do think that this is a very, very bad look. It makes him look very unprofessional. I think he's gonna lose business from this. You know, Kevin is obviously so talented, having made like this own skeleton for rigging and stuff. I think he needs to tighten up the bolts on the professionalism, right? Because of course we have like these interactions, then we also have like the leaking of the PSD files. I mean, he's just kind of like 0 for 2 right now when it comes to professionalism. So I used to really love Kevin's work. Obviously, like, he wasn't the rigger that I wanted because I don't really like the bouncy rigging, but I did admire his work, and this just kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of poops on it for me. I really hate that. Well, guys, let me know down in the comments what you think of the situation, and thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you.